Hello and welcome back to Squinting It's Mint. In this video we get the old girl running. We start off with the gearbox, changing an oil seal, getting the engine up in the into the car from below, and modifying a fair few bits and pieces. If you watch the video you'll see. Cheers. This is the old escort box going back on, so you can't drain these old boxes. They don't have a drain plug on them. So while it's out, tip it on its side, pull the what do you call it, filling plug out, and just drain it. Most of the oil went on the floor, so I won't be seeing too much oil out of it. But we'll fill that up again. And I need to check that speedo drive as well, because the thing wasn't working. The old speedo wasn't working. A bit sort of damp and crusty around the output shaft here, so we'll stick a new oil seal in it. So just literally leaving it out with a screwdriver. Just got the screwdriver in there and just leaving it out. Takes a little bit of wiggling, but there we go. I should clean this up first, get all this crappy silicone off. Won't be using any of that, there's no meaning. And we'll tap that one in. Right, there we are without silicone. Do it. Got to be careful washing these out, because I've used spray before and actually damaged the seal. Sort of just gone wavy on me. So I'm not actually going to spray that in there now. Few bits of wood and whatever in there, but I'll just have to pick that out. I guess the ideal thing to tap them in would be a piece of plastic, like a plastic drift or something. These old escorts, they don't use heaters, they use aircon, and out here obviously we're not going to have a problem with icing the carb, so the only cooling pipes we need are to and from the radiator. We don't need the ones going out to the heater, and we don't need the ones to warm up the carb there. So I've had these bungs machined up, and these basically, if I can do it. This is where I struggle my ass off getting the engine under there. But what I've done is stuck it on a metal skid. It's genius of me. Genius, a skid. The jack's under the front, the skid's under the rear, and it should, I say should, just fit under there. Bugger. Right, not going to want to stay on the jack like that. What I'm going to do is hook it over that. No, I can't really hook that. Maybe I can. Try that. Nah, bollocks. Lots of this is going to be edited, I'm sure. Right. All I've got to do now is get it up. And at my age, getting it up, I'll leave that there. So I've decided I'm going to use a crane. Drag it in there, hook the chains up, they're on there, and I'm ready to lift. Because I'm running out of room here, I'm going to drop it onto axle stands and shorten the boom. Just adjusting the chain as well, because where the chain was making the engine twist. So hopefully this will hang a bit straighter. Right, so I'll lift. So it looks like I'm going to have to adjust the chain again. I mean, in all reality, you should have taken the bonnet off. But I don't want the hassle of realigning it or storing it or whatever. We've got the air compressor on, we've got the alternator on, the prop shaft is on, the clutch cable is in, starter's in, all bits and pieces. Yes, we're going to put some oil in it. So we just checked the specs. The problem is we've now got a 1600 engine with a 1300 pan on it, sump pan, and we're using the 1300 dipstick. The pan's a bit bashed as well because we've enlarged it for the big ends. So to be sure, we've checked the specs for the oil and it's supposed to be 7.184, thank you, 184 pints, which equates to just about 3.4 litres. So we've got, stay there, 4 litres of Magnatec. So how do you put 3.4 out of 4? Well, we had a little think about it, and we weighed out 600 millilitres of water. Made a line where the 600 ml of water came to, and then tipped it away. So what we can do is pour 600 ml to that line, and then we know we've got 3.4 litres left, and that's it. And then when that's empty, we can just pour that back in there, the 600 ml back in there, and use it for all the spillages and the leaks and the oil we burn. So we'll do that now. Cheers. You can't see the line from there, but glug 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 glug. Oh, that will splash everywhere. We had a conversation the other day, didn't we, about it being impossible to transfer liquids without glug or splash or spill. Yeah. That doing it?
Yep.
You've got your parallax area on there. Now, we've got the rest in here. Get the funnel. Lovely, golden, lovely. Well, if it is truly Magnatech, hopefully it'll stick the engine together. And I don't know what anybody could do. Keep talking about. They keep talking about putting zinc additives in and stuff like that. So if somebody in the comments can tell me why. I could Google it, but I'm busy. So send us a message. Why do you recommend these classic oils with zinc additives? Right, well, how interesting was that? That's your 3.4 litres. I don't know where I got to yesterday, but we found that the sump was hitting the rack where we'd stretched the bottom of it to miss the conrods. So I put a bit of rubber on there just in case it ever does to sink down again. But what I'm going to do is just shim up the engine mount there. At the moment it's clear, so if I put some packers in there, I'm not sure both sides, one side we'll see, we'll go as we go. So I've just cut a strip of metal off of here, metal plate, angle grinder strip. So this will make 2 shims. So chop that in half. I'm going to cut a slot in the middle of it first, and then cut it in half. So I'll drill here, drill there, angle grinder, put the 2 drill holes together, and then cut through the middle, and that gives me 2 U-shaped shims that I can just slot down between the cross member and the engine mount. 2 holes, centers marked, so I'll just use the angle grinder to join the 2 holes up and then cut it in half, and I'll have the 2 shims. Not quite as accurate as something that was laser cut, but for half our job they'll do the job. Just putting a splash of paint on those so they don't go rusty lines run everywhere. So while I'm doing that, we've got our Ashley header here, which I'm going to put a oxygen sensor bung in. Bung, collar, threaded collar, handy for tuning. So I'm going to pull that off. I've got to move the aircon pipe is interfering with the new header. And this is a header that was on the Capri. It's an Escort system. It was on the Capri. So obviously move it across with the engine. It was aluminized, something, whatever, mumble. and I got it zinc coated. Hopefully the zinc will last a little bit longer than the aluminiumized coating. This is what I marked, and I'm going to obviously now drill that out. I haven't got to drill that big, so I'll drill to as big as I can and then file to fit. So the hole I need is about 23mm. I've got a 20mm hole saw, so I'll use that first and then file it out to fit the bung. The bung's got a step in it, so it doesn't have to be totally accurate. We'll get it as close as we can. I'll just file that out now, so it'll take that collar. Just did a nice job of opening that hole up. So now for the MIG welder to MIG that in there. Well, that's stuck on there. It shouldn't leak either, but I reckon I'm a better grinder than a welder, so I'll grind that up and make it look a bit better now. There we go, job done, time for a sandwich. I just splashed it with some high temperature barbecue paint, silver, because obviously I've destroyed the zinc on it. So before I put the header on, I'm back onto the shims, and I've already put one shim in there, just down there, and let the engine down, tightened it up, and then jacked it back up again to get a gap on this side. You can see or not. There's the engine mount. I don't know whether you can see that. Probably in totally the wrong area, but I'm going to roll under there, or I'll bash that in from the top here actually, and tighten that up, lower it down, tighten it up, and check the clearance of the sump. Okay, so now we've definitely got sump clearance. It's not pinching that rubber at all, but I'm going to leave it in there. Take it out another time, just see how the engine settles. Headers on with the sensor in, alternator water pipes, coil pack, clutches connected, all the bits and pieces. The only thing I haven't done is put the exhaust system on and fill the gearbox with oil. Gonna just do a quick test start because the boys have never heard a cross-flow running without an exhaust system on. What are you grinning at? Let's see if we got a spark first. See if the engine oil light goes out. We'll do that first. Right. So I won't turn the noses on. Oh, we need a battery. Momento. Battery. Turns over. Still no over. Here we go anyway. It's going to build up some oil pressure. No banging on the sump. No donk 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 donk. Which is a good thing. Have I got any fuel up? Yeah, fuel's up. I'll turn the noses on. It's alive! Anybody seen my funnel? Right, where's that bucket of... whole funnel. I'm moving the car in the air because I've still got to put the gearbox oil in and put the exhaust on. Oh, forgot about that. This is the water that came out. What we have here is a oil pump, engine oil pump out of a BMW. And it's got a little crank handle attached to it. What I use this for is putting gearbox oil in. So, gearbox oil. These, I mean, the filler for the gearbox is on the side and there's no way you can get that in, so I've got to pump it. So what you do, pour all that in there. The gearbox takes just under a litre. This is a litre. Probably some left in it, a little tiny bit, try to drain it. But you fill it basically until it overflows. Put that in there. Whether you can see it out or not, I guess you can. Drill it away. All but in. There it's just that's a litre of oil up in there. There or thereabouts. So next I get the struts in. Engine's running now. This is the plug tool. We're doing back up the gearbox. Filling the plug. Right. That's that. I just need to tighten the nuts up and do the other side. I've put the struts on, bolted the coil pack down, put a fuel filter in, and generally sort of, you know, fettled and fitted and donuts and sods. So let's fire her up again. Listen, the old quick shift, this is really noisy. If anybody knows how to make them quieter, somebody says pack grease in it. I don't know what that means in the gearbox or where. I mean, it's deafening, but it's such a hoot that I'm going to have to put up for it now. If anybody has got any ideas of how to make it quieter though, let us know. I might just whack some grease in there for now. Yeah. We've got something lovely here. Some Yokohamas on our new RS 4-spokes. So, as I said before, we're going to do an event on it's a Grand Prix track. It's the Buriram track. It's Buriram International Circuit, brick, in December, and that's why we're putting this engine in, because as I said before, the 1300 dropped oil, smoked oil, this, that and the other, and it's 400 kilometres away. We're going to drive the car. Before, when we did the event with the Capri, we trailered it up there and went up in our Subaru. But this time, my wife's not going, which means we can drive up in the Escort. If the wife was going, we'd trailer the Escort and go up in the Subaru again. But we're not. So, the old tyres on this, the lovely old sort of like copies Enkais that we had on here, 7 inches wide. They were on the Capri before, but the tyres are 12 years old. They're nice, they're Toyo Proxys, but they're just too old now to do another event and to do 400 kilometres up the Buriram. So that's why I bought these 8008 Rs. I've topped these up and it's on the ground. 110 Newton meters I use. Just always have since the racing. Anywhere from 90 to 110 is fine. I just go for 110.